What's up guys, it's Captain's Production 72 back with another review, and today we're doing a set from last year, set 75281 Anakins Jedi Interceptor from the winter line from last year. This is a kind of cool set, but it does have its flaws. In the UK it retails for £25, and well, the price we'll have to get into later in the video because there's a couple of knocks against this set that I do have that kind of take away from how cool it is, but you know, we'll get into that at some point. This review will not be as long as the previous ones, 15 minutes max, although I'm going to try and keep it underneath that limit. Before we begin, if you do enjoy, please like, comment or subscribe, they're all good choices. We have recently surpassed 700 subscribers on this channel, thank you very much. Now let's get into the review, starting with the minifigures in order of the box with R2-D2. So on to the minifigures, and starting with R2-D2 like I said before. And well, this one would be quick because there's nothing special, same one since 2014. Again, nothing special with this minifigure, just does all the usual R2-D2 stuff. Now let's talk about, this one has been printed funny, as you'll notice if you buy enough R2-D2s. Like I have almost what, 10, 12 R2-D2s. Obviously different versions, but with this version in particular, with the blue line around, you can kind of tell that they don't always get it perfect with these minifigures. But apart from that, you know, he's R2-D2, so you know, you're not going to get anything brand new, but you know, still got a pretty cool minifigure. Now on to the controversial figure from this set, Anakin Skywalker. So, here's where the controversy of this begins. So, yeah, you see what I did there. This is where the controversy begins. And here he is, Anakin Skywalker. So obviously it's the Revenge of the Sith version, and it's from the opening scene. No, wait, it's not. Only some of them is from the opening scene of Revenge of the Sith. And here's why. If you look close enough at the minifigure's robes, you will notice little burn marks, little bits of damage that really should not be there. And they're also in the back of the torso. Everything else is correct, you know, including his face. It has the headset and stuff. But this is laziness, and it's not the only place that they did this. Lego that took the torso from a set earlier in the year, from the Dual Mustafa set, and basically just changed the head out, and that's the only difference. Which, it's kind of lazy. If you look at the back of his head, you will find his alternative face, which looks like this. I'm going to put the hair on just so you can see what it would look like. It's kind of his more angry and kind of shocked face. It's a cool minifigure. I'm just annoyed that they did this. It is kind of lazy for them, you know, not to actually try and do the print. I mean, they could have just filled it in with black. I don't see how that was the hardest thing in the world for them to do, but you know, it's Lego, I'm not going to question them. But they also did this with the Kenobi and the Grievous Starfighter, reusing and just changing the head. So now on to the actual ship itself. And here's the ship, here's Anakin's Jedi Interceptor. So this is probably the main draw for this set. The minifigures aren't really anything special, as I just touched on, but this is pretty cool. And one complaint I saw when this came out at the end of last year was they make them too often. I don't think that's true. The first one was 2005, second one was 2014, and the one after that was 2020. So, do you know what? It's not made as often as some people think. You know, given this, the ship was only introduced in Star Wars in 2005. But you know what? Every time they make it, it does get better, and it does look even cooler. So, starting up at the front here, obviously we have the cockpit. You can open that up. Inside you'll find some stickered panelling. Inside you'll find a seat and kind of a headrest for Anakin. So let's go ahead and put him in there. To do that you have to remove his lightsaber, and unfortunately they do not give you a place to put his lightsaber in this one. Despite there's previous versions of this set. Like, keep in mind it's not just the yellow one, they've made Obi-Wan's red one, and they've made Anakin's green one as well. And those, I believe the green one had the lightsaber clips. But you know, he fits in there properly. But yeah, you know, it fits in there and it looks right. Turn it round to the back, you got your engines, and you got some flick fire missiles. And when I say flick fires, I really mean spring loaded shooters, because Lego are never going to stop putting these damn things in sets. So I'd imagine by now you know how these things work. You push them up, or down, sorry, and they go. And that one did not work. Let's try it again. I had to put it back in the spring. There you go. That's how the spring-loaded shooters work. I don't like them, but I kept them on this set for the purpose of reviewing. Once it's reviewed, these are coming back off because I kind of just removed them from all my sets in general. I don't see a point in keeping these on the set. They're kind of pointless. Obviously, the main feature of a set like this for the Jedi Starfighter is its wings. Just trying to adjust the camera, so there we go. So there's two modes for the wings, by the way. At the back you have both these Republic stickers, are also on the top of the cockpit. Cockpit's printed these bits here, stickers, so you're going to open these bits up to put it in kind of flight mode. I'd say flight mode more so than attack mode, because, you know, yeah, that makes sense. Instead of just the other side, but, you know, you got the look of the ship. Got some nice, got a Republic symbol, that is a sticker. You have a nice little spot for R2-D2 to put in there, so I'm going to put R2-D2 in just a second. I'm going to have to close the wings to put it down and do so. With R2-D2 you do have to move his head, you have to adjust the head to get him to fit in there, or at least to make it look right. So, you know, put R2-D2 in the ship right there. And he fits in quite nicely. There's a bit underneath, you could kind of see it's not filled in perfectly, but you know what? For what you get, it's nice. You got some nice laser cannons on the front, and those look really good. I think those were done quite well. And on the side, it's kind of just, you know, the bit where R2-D2 is on the other side is kind of just been filled in. On the underneath, you're not going to find too much. You do find another blaster located here and up here. It's kind of just a standard kind of thing upside down. Nothing special, but yeah. I mean, there's not much to say. One thing I have noticed about this set is every time they make a Jedi Interceptor, it's different. You know, like, obviously the ships will look the same, but there's always some sort of a design difference between them. Like, between this one and the one that was made closest to this, in this shape, not counting Yoda Starfighter or Obi-Wan, so there's a lot of differences, and those sets are only 4 years apart, so, you know, there's something. And also they're way different from the original 05 versions. But yeah, it's a cool set. Let's go on to the instructions and then the box. So with the instructions, it's just your standard set of instructions, same as the box art. We're going to open this up. There's a lot of pages. Some of it is slightly repetitive, at least with the wings, but yeah. So you've got 108 building steps with some sub-steps, and there's 60 pages of, you know, the actual building. If we go to the back, we will see an ad for the Skywalker saga. All the other sets that were at that time anyway. So yeah. And we got the one thing on the back. Let's go on to the box. So here is the set's box. Like the instructions, it's pretty cool. You got Coruscant in the background, you got Anakin R2-D2 there and the Disney logo. I mean, pretty much represents the ship perfectly. You got the Darth Vader up in the top corner, although it would be cool, as much as he is in Revenge of the Sith, it'd be cool if they picked something different for the prequel era sets, although we don't get many prequel sets, so maybe that's why I didn't do it. On this one, you do get the inside pretty much of, like, you know, the General Grievous' ship, which is in Star Wars is called the Invisible Hand. And, you know, we've got all the features that I showed you, which is really just 3 features: putting R2 in the missiles and opening the cockpit to put Anakin in, which is really the only features that this set has. So let's go on to the final opinion. So, my final conclusion on this set, I'm still struggling what to give it out of 10. It definitely can't have 10, right? I think I'm going to have to give it 7 out of 10, but I have reasoning. My first reasoning is that Anakin minifigure kind of does mess with the set. I mean, I know for some people it's a small thing and it didn't really bother me too much at first, but do you know what? It does bother me now that I think about it. You know, messing up the torsos and giving them the one from later in the movie, which isn't accurate. Second reason, it's the price, right? £25, and with one of these sets, I mean, I don't know why they've never included a third figure in these sets, because there definitely is many figures they could do. They could do like a secure, this is from the opening scene of Revenge of the Sith, so, you know, they could have, I don't know, a buzz droid, because R2-D2 goes up against the buzz droid. You could put Count Dooku in, some security battle droids, maybe even Palpatine when he's in that kind of, you know, that kind of grey suit. There's so many figures I could think of that you could, maybe an episode 3 Padme could have even been shoved in here. There's quite a few minifigures you could put in here, and it's a shame that they didn't. My other reason is, what is this set meant to go up against? So when this was released at the end of last year, the 501st Battle Pack and the AAT were the only other prequel era sets available. See, a set like this works on its own, But there's one fatal flaw with LEGO, and they did this when they released the Obi-Wan's fighter in 2016. They've not put these sets together. They don't release them at the same time. And that's kind of a shame. Like, the way this set worked is either released Obi-Wan Starfighter with it, which would have been too soon because 4 years. They could have, I don't know, there's a Vulture Droid, an Arc 170, something like that could have been done well. You know, again, Arc 170, Vulture Droid, there's probably quite a few sets they could have, even if they were on the downsized kind of thing, what they've done with the new X-Wing and TIE Fighter, just something else, maybe a Tri-Droid. I mean, what's with an idea? I was like, I'm not saying do what we done in 2005, putting the two sets together, but that's the other thing that kind of kills it a little bit. But 7 out of 10, I mean, it's a good set, especially if you've got the Obi-Wan's Interceptor, like I've got that. Maybe I'll do a review on that sometime soon, I have no idea. But, you know, that's the kind of fatal flaws. It's the minifigure, you know, the laziness of the Anakin, the lack of maybe a third figure, which I've given them multiple ideas for another minifigure. And then it's the, you know, there's nothing really for this to go up against in that line. It's not like we're getting anything else in 2022 it can really go against. You know, again, the silliest choice there would have been Obi-Wan's Interceptor because it was only retired in, I think, 2018. But, you know, again, who knows? But, yeah. And it's not like it will ever get something to go up against because it probably will retire in 2022 or at the end of 2021. But, do you know what? Let's walk away from the negative. It's a cool set from one of the coolest scenes. And, you know, with Obi-Wan's Jedi Interceptor, it looks pretty cool next to each other on the shelf. That's how I display it. Again, I mean, there's obviously negatives to every set, but this one has positives. It's good looking. Obviously, you get the right characters, maybe not with the right design, but, you know, it's an improvement. Every time they build these, it's kind of unique, because in Star Wars, every Jedi Starfighter is different to that Jedi's abilities. And I like how each Jedi Starfighter looks different. The build looks different from the others. Like, there's an Obi-Wan's Jedi Sector that's exactly the same as, you know, ship, but it's like, see when you look at the two next to the design differences are crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna go. This has been a cool review to do. Next week you're getting a mock that I've had sitting around for a while, so yeah, it's all one base, it's a 48 by 48 grey base plate, and it's Clone Wars, so yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video, February Friday. Thanks for watching, peace.